What happened to Wally this week in Absolute Flash? Amazing.
I'm sorry, it's been such a slow read for them to get to 7 issues for something interesting to happen. He still barely had a fight in this one.
And you, sir, have no build-up in comic books. What do you think they're trying to build to? There's something big going on with Eobard Thawne, who doesn't have any powers yet. So, we know that person's getting powers here in the future. You gotta be thinking about the big game here. You gotta be thinking about the stuff that they're previewing for the next stuff that's going on. In fact, maybe we should talk about the...
You're gonna say podcast, and I know it. We did a video on it already, and it's pinned. Now, let's talk about Absolute Flash.
You know, you really take the fun out of advertisement. All right, this week's Absolute Flash. It starts off with Wally, West, and Grodd. They finally have gotten away from the rogues. And Wally's hungry. So what does he decide to do? He's gonna go ask for food from a gas station. And, well, the attendant wasn't a little bit too nice, and so he decided, I'm gonna steal from the gas station, but I'll pay you back later. In the middle of being able to steal from this gas station, he clocks out.
And then at this time, you see that his dad is about to get killed by Thawne. But he promises to work with Thawne instead to bring Wally in. We're gonna see how that goes.
That's future issue stuff. But anyway, so we are with Wally again. He passed out, and then he wakes up in the police officer's office. He's in jail. And while he's in jail, the police officers start going through his bag. They find a super suit, but they don't find a monkey. And so Wally's like, where's my monkey? Just for the rogues to bust in and be like, we're breaking you out of here. And then we're gonna go find the monkey. And then we're gonna take you back. And then they go find the monkey. Just for him to be panicking in the middle of this giant storm that's going on. By the way, there's a giant storm that's going on. I didn't tell you that. And so Grodd is in the middle of this storm. And so Grodd ends up finding Weather Wizard. Well, we don't know he's Weather Wizard, but he's Weather Wizard. And then we find out that Barry Allen also turned Weather Wizard into whatever Weather Wizard is. Meaning, we have a common denominator here.
And you get mad at me for spoiling future stuff.
Enough of that. This is the fight scene. All of a sudden, Wally's like, yo, Grodd, can you use your brain ability to put the guy down? And Grodd's like, no, I'm too scared. And so Wally uses his super speed to go punch the guy and knocks the dude out. And then the weather dissipates. And then the rogues are there and like, yo, we're not gonna take you back. You wanna go rogue? And then that's the end of the issue.